Hi, Nigel Beckles here, author, certified relationship specialist. You're tuned into Supreme Radio with Annz, the UK Black Men talk show, exploring interesting topics, opinions and experiences, only on Supreme Radio. Essential listening.
Before the break, Nigel started to share with regards to his own experience, which we really appreciate in this space because it's about true stories. So organically, Nigel shared, and we're going to continue the conversation. So Nigel, you continue.
You were talking about your listener who, from what you said, has an abusive family member, and she keeps going. She keeps going back. So we were talking about
back to the space.
Yeah, back to the space.
Yes.
And at the end of the day, yes, I understand. But it's just a waste of time.
It's a difficult one for some people, Nigel. They have mutual friends, families, and the innocent party is being made to look like they are the so-called troublemaker. And one of our listeners over time has shared that they're dealing with a particular situation. They're no longer taking the bait, but they're feeling really sad about the situation because the other person that's targeting them constantly for arguments, constantly trying to make them look like they are the aggressor. And they go into the same space because there's a person in common that they both love. So that's why the person doesn't stay away from that environment. But when they do go into the environment, the other party's constantly picking on them and trying to make it look like they are the troublemaker. That's really tough. It's really tough out there sometimes.
Well, it's tough, but I've been in exactly the same situation with my family. So I commend the person for sticking in there, but then I would suspect that's to do with family loyalty. Because obviously when you're a family, there's family loyalties, there's family dynamics, etc., etc. In my situation, I just walked away because I said, I can't be dealing with this, family or no family, because my attitude is I don't care who it is. I don't care if it's a friend. I don't care if it's a family member. No one has the right to abuse me. It's as simple as that. I understand what she's going through because I've been through it. And you need to understand at the end of the day, when you look at it realistically. Now, if you say someone's being abusive and insulting towards you, and they're not a relative, they are not a family member, would you tolerate it? Probably not. But because it's a family member or a relative, and there's this concept of loyalty, family loyalty, people will put up with it. So they will put up with abuse because it's a family member. So, and my question is, and why? Because at the end of the day, it doesn't make any sense. In fact, you're probably causing yourself more damage by engaging. So your options are either to limit engagement or to go no contact. My choice was go no contact. It's a decision for the person involved. If you're going to keep re-engaging in a situation that is emotionally damaging to you, whether it's a family member or partner or ex-partner, it's like, well, self-preservation. You have to look after yourself. So that's why boundaries are very important. Maintaining healthy personal boundaries, regardless of who the person may be.
Yes, that's an interesting point there, because people tend to stick with it because it's a family member. But like you said, if it's someone you don't know, not related to, would you still put up with the ongoing abuse? One of our listeners shared previously that's relentless abuse, difficult to even deal with the person, difficult to enter the space, and the person will just start blowing up for no reason and making it seem like they are doing something. They've been distressed for years with regards to the behaviour of their relative. So what you said there, willing that the listener is tuned in today and can take something from that, Nigel, definitely.
Yeah, I hope so too. Been there, done that.
Yeah, we appreciate you sharing.
In terms of the topic under discussion, I would say if you're dealing with someone who is very disagreeable, to put it politely, you need to set boundaries, and you can also use timeouts. So if it's getting heated, disengage, leave the room. Those techniques are to de-escalate the situation. there's another personality trait called high conflict people, HCP, but that's a conversation for another day, because some people are just wired like that. They just like conflict, you know, so you're better off if you encounter someone like that, you're better off just not engaging.
Yes, that's what they said. The particular person is definitely conflict driven and just almost addicted to it.
Yeah,
that's what it seems like to them.
Yeah,
yes.
because they get a rush from it, basically. That in terms of hormones and stuff, they get a hormone rush, and then they also can feel, if they feel they've won the conflict in inverted commas, then that gives them a rush. You know, they feel powerful, they feel dominant, etc. But it's very destructive, very destructive.
It is, and having these conversations, knowing that it does help people out there, and I do reflect on the gentleman who heard your story before, which you share publicly, a particular story, and the gentleman ever since has said it's helped him with regard to navigating his situation. So I'm just celebrating and keep saying thanks to special guests like yourself who come on the show, whether people share personal information or not, just coming on the show and just making use of this special space here on Supreme Radio UK Black Men Talk Show. So thanks again, Nigel, for just being a returning special guest that we really appreciate, definitely.